I found CellCore first as a patient before I became a practitioner. I was sick for a number of years with tick-borne disease and learned later, after dealing with a lot of that, that I had exposures to mold and parasites. Found CellCore protocols, put myself through the first 4 steps, felt unbelievable after getting through that, and knew that that was what I had to bring to other people.
I haven't had a single patient that go on the product say, I didn't feel any different, doc. Where before that would happen like 50% of the time, which I think is pretty terrible odds. Now when I introduce the products, within weeks, patients are feeling better. And I feel like I actually have tools to help them and treat root causes and have these transformational results, which I just didn't have before.
CellCore actually changed my life because it changed my son's life. So we put my son on a CellCore protocol, and lo and behold, within a few short weeks, his symptoms improved significantly and had never returned. And it was just amazing to see the transformation in such a young boy, to use these products in such a safe way as well. And then my wife and I started taking the products ourselves, and we started noticing dramatic shifts in our health. And then we started incorporating it into our practices. And
once we started bringing the products into the practice in a more comprehensive manner, instead of just dabbling around and really diving into the protocols and really diving into the training, and I brought a couple health coaches on who just were falling in love with it, and it's been extraordinary in terms of how much I thought I was doing around drainage and the fascia, that how this has made it so much easier.
The reason I use CellCore in my practice is it moves the numbers, because with each set of tests and also her physical symptoms that she was exhibiting, just a tremendous change. And it used to be, if you would have had these symptoms in years gone by, the result that we saw in 1 year of working and using the CellCore products in her situation, her symptoms at a year were certainly different than a lot of what we read that was happening to people in years gone past. You know, we're just so thankful for CellCore.
So I tried it on myself first, and I had like access to extra energy and kind of sleeping better and things like that. So I tried it on a couple of my patients, and they had the same experience. And so that changed my practice. I started to use it with everyone.
All the formulas are super amazing, so it's a matter of then taking the time to get to know them, how to use them, and also being a muscle tester and a lab-based practitioner, I was able to right away start to absorb the data and the information, because the clinicians and the seminars and the eco conference all focus on making sure that individuals know every possible assessment tool. So from muscle testing to the labs, and then knowing all the formulas and knowing how it fits, and then learning from actual clinical experience from many other people who've been using these formulas before me. So I've seen amazing transformation among the patients that we serve.
And when I did learn more, when I dove into the CellCore library, I was blown away by the level of research and the level of care and attention to detail that these guys have put into the products, and it made sense to me why these products work.
one thing I love about CellCore is that they've made it really simple to implement their protocols. It's all strategically outlined for the practitioners, and it makes it easy for us to be able to introduce the products to our clients, A, because they work so effectively, but because there's also several phases that our clients can go through depending on their needs.
It works so beautifully with all the other therapies we do, much better. It's beyond a detoxification system. I know that's how people think of it, but it's really a pre-tox and an entire support system for the extracellular matrix, the fascia, which stores all the emotions and the memories. So you're doing so much with this that you may not even realize.
Their foundational medicine development of bringing things down to the ground level of the cell has really up-leveled my practice in ways that other supplements and other things on the market have not.
I was maybe 6 months through the protocol, and about a month into my job, I was on the top of this roof of this big building. And suddenly I just kind of looked around at the mountains around me, and I said, I feel fine. I feel totally normal. What is going on? Because that's totally not my experience for the past 30 years. And suddenly it hit me, oh my God, this product works. This comprehensive protocol really works.
With CellCore, what I have found is this has really optimized their health and well-being. With CellCore, now I have such a clear pathway to my own well-being and how I feel, what I feel like when I wake up in the morning, and now I can take my practice and all those patients and their families to optimal levels of their health and well-being.
And from then on, I just knew that CellCore really had hit on something big. And by addressing all of the foundational issues from the toxins and the mitochondria, it just really blew me away. And so ever since then, I have been recommending it to nearly all my clients.
I actually had multiple clients that I was working with that were talking about this herb that they were taking. It was the Mimosa pudica, saying how much it helped them and how much it changed their lives. And I'm like, I gotta look into see what this Mimosa pudica stuff is. So I learned about it, piqued my interest, and was pretty much sold ever since then, just on the passion of the company and just amazing products, amazing people. And so I started with CellCore and implementing those products into our practice and never looked back.